Tenille Towns is with us today on Zoom. Her latest song is called Girl Who Didn't Care, which arrives on June the 25th. Tenille, how are things?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Things are good. I'm so excited about this new song. Thank you for taking the time to talk today.
Well, you're the first artist I've ever interviewed on Zoom before. So, how about that? Yay.
It is. This is exciting.
And I'll bet, like many, you're probably tired of doing the Zoom interviews and you'd probably like to chat in person one of these days.
I know, isn't that going to be glorious? I can't wait to get back to that. My heart very much is missing being in person with everybody, but I'm grateful for ways we can be creative in this time. I think I've written over 150 songs on Zoom this year with friends and with strangers, and learned how to record vocals right here in my music room at home, and all kinds of different things. So what an interesting year we've all been through.
Well, I'm looking at your past year here too, winning two CMAs, a Juno, three CCMAs. You had two number ones in Canada. You've been named the Music Row 2020 Next Big Thing Artist. And I'm just looking at my year and comparing it. I bought a portable barbecue and three shrubs, and that's been it. So how would you describe the past year?
Oh my goodness, that was funny. I'm so grateful to get to wake up and do the thing that I love to do, and to be recognized and included in the country music family in all these different ways is just it's just wild to me. It's really is the thing I've always dreamed of, and it feels so wonderful to know that people are hearing these songs. And it has been such a strange year to celebrate things. There's been so much loneliness and so much loss and change and tension and just hard things in this past year. But for me, music is something to hold on to when the world gets crazy. And I think I've learned what that feels like this year more than ever for me.
Well, we'll talk about that new song in a second, but you are a fabulous singer. You're a very gifted songwriter. And when you started to learn to write songs, did it kind of come naturally to you, or was this something that was a lot harder than you expected?
I've always loved to write because it feels like a safe place to just let things out, and process how I feel about something or understand that something that's going on in the world. And I think I don't know if that's necessarily an easy thing, but it's almost felt like a very, very much a therapeutic thing for me, and I've always loved that part of it. But I've been writing songs in my journals since eighth grade, and writing out different poems and lyrics. And my grandparents bought me my first guitar when I turned 14, and started realizing what chords went together with different things I'd been journaling about, and my love for songwriting started then. So it's still something that I love to do so much.
Do you come from a musical background? Like, who inspired you to get where you're at right now?
My family all loves music, and we all love to listen to it together. But and my grandfather had a guitar that he used to play a long, long time ago that was, in the basement, and he brought out at one point, and I was like, ah, this is fun. And since I started playing, and actually after I moved out from home, my dad picked up the guitar, so now it's something fun. We get to jam together, and I love that. But I loved listening to stories and songs, and I'd, drive around in the back seat as a kid singing along to Shania Twain with my mom, and some U2 with dad, and lots of Dolly Parton with my grandparents. And I felt inspired by the music that I was hearing growing up.
Well, you're doing something right because your last album, Lemonade Stand, did very well at the Juno Awards, getting the Country Album of the Year at the Junos. And did you have that kind of gut feeling that you knew that this was going to be something big? I mean, we all have that hope and that feeling whenever a new album comes out that, oh, I hope this does well. But did you have that feeling that you've got something special here?
Aw, thanks for saying that. I mean, I did. I definitely had a feeling in my gut that it really just felt like this collection of songs represented the window of my life right now. And I was just so excited to get to share those songs, and celebrating that at the Junos is a wild and wonderful thing. And to me, it just represents that people really heard this music, and that they wrapped their arms around these songs and made them be a part of their lives. And to me, that's just the ultimate gift. And I'm so grateful for the feeling of excitement in that.
Well, congratulations on the new song, Girl Who Didn't Care. I took a listen to it a little while ago. I got a sneak preview. It's very
Nice. Well, thank you for listening to it. I'm so glad to be beginning this adventure of starting the new season of music off with this song, and it kind of came out of writing it this past year and reflecting on the courage that we all had as a little kid who didn't care what anyone else said or thought, or didn't care how far away a crazy dream was. And just I think that courage is so important. It's something I want more of in my life right now, and I don't think I would be getting to do the thing that I love to do if it wasn't for the 7-year-old dreamer that I was, singing along to Shania in the backseat as a kid. So I'm super excited to get to talk about that in this new song.
I'm glad you said it was a reflective piece because that's what I kind of picked up from it too. It seems like it's a very personal song.
Well, thank you. I feel like this past year has really forced me to step out of my comfort zone of my favorite place to write from is the observer perspective, to be the kind of third party storyteller. But I think this year has challenged me to things are just coming out a little bit more personal. So that's really exciting and also terrifying to get to share.
Well, we got to wrap it up here before I let you go. Just want to give a shout out to your charity, Big Hearts for Big Kids. 11 years ago, you started it. $2 million has been raised. Did you think it was going to take off like that 11 years ago?
My goodness, no, it has blown my mind, and I'm just completely enamored by the power of what people can do when they come together, and music's role in that. And it is such a big part of my dream to continue to see that grow and continue to spread some love to so many youth who need all of us. So thank you for mentioning Big Hearts, and thanks to everybody who's looking out for one another out there.
Well, Grand Prairie is very proud of you, that's for sure.
Aw, thank you. Thanks for saying that.
Girl Who Didn't Care from Tenille Towns coming up on June the 25th. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Thanks for having me. I hope to see you in person soon, and sending lots of love to everybody out there.
Take care.